Good afternoon, church. It is 12:45 p.m. and I am at the public library right now, and I am eating my lunch. I made a sandwich. I ate it, and now I'm about to make another bagel sandwich, and to eat that as part of my lunch. I have some chips here, and I have some drink, and let's see here, and some coffee from Starbucks, and a dessert. Delicious. So anyway, I'm here. The Lord had asked me to come and do this video. We have a lot of writing to catch up on. We have so much writing to catch, years of, I can't even begin to tell you how far behind we are. Way back there, at least 5 years, right? So anyway, there's work that needs to be done, and I'm unfortunately behind. I don't have my own office, so I use this glorious place here. This is the closest thing to a Grace Community Church office that I have. I just came back from Whole Food here, and had a little bit of a run-in, sort of like an indirect run-in with not management. On my way into Whole Food, there somebody left one of those baskets across the street, and the temptation was to take the basket and bring it back in. But then I thought, why would the basket be left out here? Obviously something was wrong. And when I spoke to security, I said to them, hey, you know what? Your basket is left out there. And the woman is like, yeah, we know. I was trying to get somebody to get the basket. We just got hit. So somebody apparently from the community stole some of their food and did not pay for it and ran and left the basket there. I'm gathering that was the issue. And I went in and bought, and of course they hissed as soon as I walked in, because they're dealing with that issue. I bought some food and paid for it. I normally don't pay for. I was kind of surprised. They have one of those bars where they have salads and stuff and salad dressing. And I knew something was wrong when he charged me $1.08 for one of those little things for salad dressing. So when you go in there, you get the salad dressing is supposed to be free with the salad, but I didn't buy a salad, and instead I bought a can of tuna. Right? I bought a can of tuna. They didn't have mayonnaise. They didn't have cream cheese. They don't have mayonnaise package. They don't have cream cheese. They didn't have any cream cheese package. So for my tuna sandwich, I went to the salad bar and got one of those little cups and poured the dressing in there. And he charged me $1.08 for it. So the bar, this kind bar that I had, I ended up returning it so that I wouldn't be paying like $12, $13 in that for the lunch. I only wanted to pay $10. So I said, okay. And I went and sat down and started preparing my meal. And they started coming out. They had it set up, an African American and a European woman talking. And they started talking down to me. So I gave it back to them in Creole. Moi parler avec eux comme ça. Moi parler avec eux en anglais. So I spoke to them in Creole so that they'd understand that I'm a foreigner, that I'm not from the African American community, I'm not the NAACP, I'm not the LGBT, I'm just a foreigner. So anyway, they, I guess they got aggravated and pissed off, and they came out, I came out, and couldn't do anything about it. I'm not exactly sure who robbed them or why they were robbed. They were aggravated at the fact that somebody stole their food, pissed off. Fine, they're pissed off, but that wasn't a reason for them to take it out on me if that was the motive of the hour. So anyway, I went and prepared the meal, but I didn't eat it there. The original plan that the Lord had said was for me to eat it there, but I didn't eat it there. Instead, I walked away and went and purchased another bagel. I had completed one, made it, opened it, put in the mix, the salad dressing, and made a sandwich. They sent an elderly woman to sit directly next to me. This was apparently a correction to what had happened at 24 hours earlier. And I'll make it short. So anyway, I went and purchased another bagel. Even then, it was a struggle. I left the bag. I left the bag at the first cash register. Another cashier took it and put it in a second cash register. I went and made the purchase, and I ended up going to the second cash register instead of the first because he had a line. And the Lord said to leave, so I left, not to create any more friction with Whole Foods. So they have a racist edge, they've got some racist workers at that store. I'm not sure if it's all the stores, but specifically in that store, they've got some serious racism going. They don't like the African race coming in. And I don't know if they don't like the African race coming in because there's thievery or if it's a color thing. I'm not sure if it's a racism thing, it's a skin thing, or because Europeans go in there and Europeans steal, and Europeans take the food and put it in their bags without people looking, and they turn away and act like it's not even happening because it's the family, and being that it's the family, we have to feed the family, and so they turn away and act like what they're doing is it's okay, because it's the family. That's how we feed, that's how we live, and there's nothing wrong with feeding the family. So anyway, that's the mentality that I'm dealing with here and that I was dealing with in there. And I gotta be careful because I don't play their game, and I'm offended by them. They're offended by me. So I'm dealing with the pagans in this community, and I have to remain and maintain a Christian position. Okay, and it's very difficult because it's the same thing in the churches. You go to the churches on Sunday morning and you're being hit with white supremacy. One woman whispered the word European. And so I'm like, yeah, but your butt stinks. Your shit stinks. So whether you're European or not, it doesn't make a difference because you have to succumb to all of the issues, all the bodily issues of humanity, regardless of what you look like on the outside. And I understand you're beautiful on the outside, but you have to submit to God and you have to submit to the situation that God has all of us in on this planet. You can't just expect people to just fall in line behind you because you're of European descent. It just doesn't work that way. God doesn't see it that way. He doesn't. There's nowhere in this book does he praise Europe or praise Europeans. And if he did, we probably would have responded as a human race. I wouldn't have been the first human race to, I wouldn't have been the first person to deal with the issue. But there is an issue here, and the issue is that God gives us plenty of time to deal with these divisive issues, these issues where we are divided. The entire globe here is at his beckoning. This is the globe that we all come from. This is the globe. Okay, look carefully. Your race, your tribe, your people, your family comes from one of these continents and tribes. And which continent and tribe is going to claim, more and extra beauty? When it rains on all of us. When it snows on all of us. When it's winter, spring, summer, and fall, it's all of us. When death comes, it's all of us. When food grows, it's all of us, right? The potato that makes the potato chips, okay? Every continent, okay? The water that we use, well, better yet, let me use this. We turn water into juice, but God gives it to us. God gives it to us this way, right? Water, clear, the globe, and this is what we do with it, right? He gives it to us this way, this is what we do with it. And then so we can drink it this way. Or we can drink it this way. Right? So whether it's pink juice or black, or me, I like my coffee with cream and sugar. Okay, I don't like it black. When I was in Haiti, I drank it black with sugar. And I had a banana, peanut butter, all of that. But why am I sharing this with you? So that you remember in the back of your mind, when people come from these different nations to buy food from your community, God has provided. This is how he's providing. If you have this stinking mentality that's our family can, but your family cannot, you're going to really throw this thing into orbit. Okay? You're going to really throw it into orbit, and I want to use the word orbit because it's innocent, but what I'm saying is that you got to respect these nations here. They look different, they sound different, they have different mannerisms and spirits. Look at my face. There's nothing here that says Europe, but I have to eat, right? There's nothing here that says long blonde hair and blue eyes, but I have to drink, right? I have to live. Why? Because that was the invitation. He invited me onto this planet here to eat, drink, pray, right? Weep, cry, die, the whole thing. So if you have a hang up and you're in one of these establishments, not just this one here, but any of these establishments, and you have this chip on the shoulder, literally you got this chip on the chip, can I say it and do it? Like you got this chip on the shoulder, a chip on your shoulder, and you're walking around and like it's not going to work. You're going to offend the nations of the world, and they're going to give it back. So that was Whole Food. Right before I dealt with Whole Food, I was spoken to by Jordan. Jordan is the manager of the Doreen's, where they've been housing me, and I'm grateful because the Doreen's does a great job. Okay, at providing food and clothing and shelter, and giving you enough time to settle your account and figure out where you're going and what you're doing. When you're in a tent, you got to keep running back into the storage facility, okay, and putting your stuff down and then going, okay, where do I go? Oh,